How's it going, everyone? Shaz here with your video detailing the upcoming 16th official SBL. While we don't have the full information on MVP titles, we'll still break down each song, its gimmicks, and which cards work best for working your way up the voltage ranking leaderboards or chasing some of those specific MVP titles. The song list for this SBL is Binetsu Mystery from Lily White, Galaxy Hide and Seek from Azalea, and Firebird, Karen's third solo. The 20% stat buff this time around goes to all Aqua members, which will most likely only matter on the voltage leaderboard for one song, which is Binetsu Mystery from Lily White, a cool attribute song. One of the more difficult songs in the attribute, this 175 note song comes with a non-cleansable 20% off attribute debuff, so don't bother putting in Initial Rico or Flower Symphony Kasumi. They won't do a damn thing. There are 2 note gimmicks in the song. The first, which happens a total of 5 times, gives cool attribute cards a 20% skill activation rate up for the next 10 notes. And the second, which only happens once at note 107, gives cool attribute cards a 20% SP gauge gain rate up for the next 10 notes. The ACs all buff cool cards in some way, with the first AC giving cool cards a 100% crit chance, the second and fourth ACs, which require 85 and 165k voltage from your SP gauge respectively, give cool cards an additional 50% skill activation rate up, and ACs 3 and 5 give cool cards a 20% appeal boost. Now, with the song only having boosts to cool cards, the default cool attribute meta will still apply, with Party Shioriko, Steam Maiden Maru, and Dreamland Ruby being the scoring composition of choice for voltage competitors. If you happen to be missing any of these cards, there are a few options depending on how many limit breaks they have. Fesmari will be a card that will see a lot of use, as this song deals 926 damage per note, which will be difficult for some players to ignore. First Fest Karin, First Fest Rin, and Second Fest Nozomi will also get looks because of the very cumbersome 4th appeal chance, especially if your cool attribute card pool doesn't have a ton of limit breaks on them. As far as additional scoring goes, the 2 best options would be Veggie Wonderland Yohane and First Fest I, as both have very high appeal and same attribute appeal buffing passives. Yohane does get a significant edge here because not only does she have a voltage boost tap active, but she also gets the 20% stat buff as well. If you're running a couple of off attribute cards, Party Daya, if you have her, is a perfectly fine substitute, since she has the same strategy appeal buffing passive. As far as SP, skill, or stamina heal tap skill title chasing goes, you'll still want to run on attribute, as the first note gimmick and the note gimmicks for ACs 2 and 4 all provide skill activation rate ups. SP cyclers can opt to run Big Bad Wolf Chica if they're missing any of the 3 fillers from the whale comp. Skill activations cheesers could opt to run the recent free event Kasumi UR we got a couple of months ago, and for you heal cheesers, consider using Initial Yo if she has more than a couple of limit breaks on her. Her high combined appeal and technique for a guard type card could allow you to clear that 4th AC without needing to build a special strategy just for that part of the song. The second song for this SBL is Galaxy Hide and Seek by Azalea, the pure attribute song that is 165 notes long. This song, like Binetsu, also has a non-cleansable 20% off attribute debuff. This song only has 1 note gimmick, which occurs 6 times and gives SP type cards a 10% appeal boost for the next 10 notes. All 4 appeal chances have the same interesting gimmick: increase the power of the SP strategy switch bonus by 1500 points during the AC. Voltage competitors are going to do their things, running Second Fest Rina, First Fest Kasumi, and Detective Pana in their main strategies. Also, you know that they're going to want to optimize that strategy switch bonus, so don't be surprised to see a secondary strategy of First Fest Emma, Initial Maru, and Sweet Deco Ruby that they'll switch to during the ACs. For those of you thinking, Yeah, Emma's obvious, but why Initial Maru and Sweet Deco Ruby? Here's why. The first appeal chant starts at note 9 and is a 289k voltage requirement. What voltage competitors will do is find a way to fill up their gauge as quickly as possible, and they'll do that by hoping Initial Maru's live show active, which has a 30% chance to fill the SP gauge at the start of a live based on 10% of her appeal, and through Sweet Deco Ruby's live show active, which has a 30% chance to increase SP gauge gain by 10% for the next 15 notes whenever you switch strategies. Combine all three together and you can get an extra SP gauge at either note 10 or 11, which can easily clear the early first appeal chance and start the snowball of SP gauges. SP cheesers don't really need to make any changes to their teams. A lot of them try to amplify their gauge usage anyway, so the appeal chances and note gimmick are just an added bonus. Skill cheesers and stamina heal tap skill cheesers, by the same token, probably won't be changing off of their default lineups because, well, the note gimmicks and AC gimmicks don't help them either. The only thing these players will realistically change is possibly adding in a card that gets the SBL stat boost, but that's about it. The last song for this SBL is Firebird, Canon's third solo. This 162-note elegant attribute song comes with a 20% debuff, but this time for non-voltage or guard type cards, so for most teams, there will be a need for one of your cleanse cards. A switch cleanser is heavily preferred though, as the first appeal chance for this song doesn't start until note 25. There are 4 note gimmicks in the song. The first gives voltage types a 10% appeal boost for the next 10 notes, which happens 4 times. The second gives elegant cards a 20% appeal boost for the next 10 notes, which happens twice. The third gives elegant cards a 10% skill activation rate up for the next 10 notes, which happens 3 times. And the last gives guard type cards a 20% skill activation rate up for the next 10 notes, which happens twice. The appeal chances alternate between needing voltage or a number of tap skill activations, and the gimmicks in the appeal chances match this pattern. The voltage ACs, 1 and 3, give voltage type cards a 20% appeal increase for the entirety of the AC, while ACs 2 and 4 give guard type cards a 50% skill activation rate up, while needing 6 and 3 skill activations respectively. Yeah, not the most ideal song for voltage competitors, but you will still definitely see the consensus meta elegant strategy of Party Kanata, First Fest Ellie, and Initial Yohane continue to see a lot of play. Secondary strategies, if you don't have the gauge fillers, will come in the form of a third year strategy with First Fest Kanata, Halloween Mari, and Celebrity in Blue Kennen, or Loyal Knight Kanan if you need the healing, or a first year's team with Second Fest Kasumi, Ice Skating Maki, and First Fest Ruby. Most players will find a need for the healing, as this song deals with 801 damage per note. Even teams with SP cyclers and a backline Noble Princess Rico may need to add in additional healing in the form of First Fest Nico. SP cyclers, well, you don't get a ton of help, as you only have the third note gimmick that gives elegant cards a 10% skill activation rate up for the next 10 notes to help you, and it only really helps you for 30 notes, or 18.5% of the song. Same goes for any skill activation cheesers. Stamina heal tap skill cheesers get the most help, though they'll have to limit their SK type stamina healers like First Fest Mari and Tea Time Chica, and remember to go to an all guard strategy during the second and fourth appeal chances. That concludes this video going over the 16th official SBL. As always, a big thank you going out to Xifrid for help with the slides for this video. And, as is the norm for all of these SBL guides, we close with a big thank you to my Twitch subs, Shut-It, 86 Romy, Skeleton Clicker, Anime Holic, AJ Bailey 3, Captain Cupcake, Halcyon, Niji Teddy, Zappalos, Nep X Noir, Miki Nikito, Spicy Quiche, Sinring, Ryo Sushigawa, and Xifrid, most of whom have either gifted subs or given bits in the channel as well. I've been I am the Shaz. Take it easy, be nice to each other, and I will see you all next time.